Hey guys, what's up? I've got another tier list video for you guys, and today we're going to be doing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate characters. So if you didn't know, I have a bit of a history with competitive Smash. It's probably the only game that I seriously tried to become competitively viable at. But I'd say I'm only like a local level player. Like I played for my high school, we won state and all, but I'm not good compared to like loads of the insanely talented Smash players that you'll see in the circuit. But I think I'm more or less qualified to give my opinions about the state of each of these characters, so without further ado, let's start. This is a really weird order. So Bayonetta, I put Bayonetta these days in C tier. I think that she is very average. She very much reflects the skill of the player playing her. She's nowhere near as broken as she used to be back in 4. Junior, F tier, just really hard kit to use. There are a couple really talented players that play Bowser Jr. It's just, it's a bit, I haven't really run into any of them. Bowser, I'd put Bowser in, D tier. There's like one guy that I know who's, good in the scene with Bowser, I forget his name. But yeah, he's shown that Bowser is viable at the highest level if you're good. They're like really good. Falcon, I'd put Falcon as a solid upper mid tier. He's fast, good combos, but he falls fast, meaning that he's also very easy to combo, and his specials are only okay. Chrom, I'd put Chrom at about a little bit better since he's a swordy. Chrom is pretty alright, but his recovery is not good, but he's a balanced character overall. Cloud, I'd put Cloud in, nowadays, I'd definitely say Cloud is higher B tier. Mostly thanks to Spargo really pushing Cloud and showing what he's capable of and succeeding with him at the highest level consistently. I think that Cloud is a lot better than I gave him credit for back when I played him. Corrin, I'd put Corrin, I don't see very many Corrin players, but I'd put him above Bayonetta in C tier. Like, he's a solid mid tier. I'd say he doesn't really carry players. Princess Daisy. So Princess Daisy and Peach, where's Peach? Yeah, I'm just gonna put them together. Daisy and Peach are both high tier. We've seen that these characters, even though they're very technical and hard to learn, they are very good characters and have a lot of versatility and can be really difficult to deal with. Actually, on that note, I'd say Cloud is probably A tier. Yeah. I think he's only a little bit worse than Peach and Daisy. Actually, I'd put him above now, because Peach and Daisy haven't really pushed the envelope at any time recently. Pit and Dark Pit are about as mid-tier as you can get, but Pit is slightly worse than Dark Pit, I'd say, so I'm going to put them both here in C tier, but they're like the dictionary definition mid-tier characters. They're very, very honest. They don't have any crazy mechanics. Dark Samus. I think that Dark Samus is, for some reason, ever so slightly better than real Samus. But they're pretty similar to Pit in where, like, they're not broken. They can be annoying, but they're not broken. I'd put them at the higher end of C tier, though. Let's see, Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong I'd put in higher tier. There are a couple good players who use him that I know of. I would say he's a little bit better than Chrom. I'd say he's better than Falcon, not better than Chrom. Donkey Kong, I'd put Donkey Kong in E tier. I definitely think that Donkey Kong can be good at lower level competition, but at high level competition, he's just really easy to combo. His cargo throw mechanic is pretty good against certain characters, as you'll see later on. Like characters with bad recoveries, if he grabs you at combo throws you, cargo throws you at over 50%, you're probably gonna die. But other than that, very specific situation, I think Donkey Kong is just okay. Mii Gunner. Alright. So with all of these, I think that Mii Brawler is the best at low B tier. And then I'd put Mii Sword Fighter under Pit, and I'd put Gunner under Mii Sword Fighter. Dr. Mario, I'd put Dr. Mario at high D tier. Like, he's just a worse Mario with low recovery. He hits harder, but he's harder to combo with and slower. Duck Hunt I'd put in D tier as well. Above Bowser. I've encountered a couple duck hunts who have been able to show off like some interesting tech, but overall, I don't think that Duck Hunt is all that good. I think that he's another character that some people can make him shine, but it's very hard to make him really look good. Falco. Falco's quick. Falco has his lasers. He's pretty similar to Fox in a lot of ways. I'd put him at high B tier, low A tier. Now Fox, I'd actually put Fox up here in A tier. I think that Fox is really good still. He's very fast, he has a lot of good combos, he has good aerial game. He's just very neutral, which is consistent, which makes him good. Ganondorf, I'd put him down here at the top of F tier. If you're newbie stomping, Ganondorf's fun, but yeah, Ganondorf is definitely not good at all. He's really easy to gimp, really slow. His smash attacks are powerful, but way too slow. Greninja? I'd actually say Greninja is bottom of A tier. I think Greninja is actually a really good character. It's just a weird that no one plays him, considering how popular of a character he is. He's very fast, which is good. Ice Climbers. I'm going to put him in the D tier as well. Top of D tier, though. Ice Climbers is very much a character that very few people can use and doesn't really give you much in terms of investment. I'd say compared to the mid-tier characters, you actually get less return on investment with Ice Climbers, which is why I'm putting them in D tier. Ike, I think that Ike is a little bit better than Corrin. Ike is he's a solid character, but he just doesn't really bring anything to the table in terms of your chance of winning. But he's not bad. His recovery, though, leaves a lot to be desired, and his aerials are kind of slow, but he has a good nair. Incineroar, I'm going to put him at the top of E tier. His walking speed is absolutely atrocious, I'll tell you that much. I'm going to put Inkling high mid tier or high tier. High mid tier, high tier. I think I'm going to put her at high tier. I think Inkling is very good. One of the better zoners in the game, who also has a good combo game. Her grab up throw to up air combo is also good and kills consistently if you're good at it. Isabelle, I'm gonna put Isabelle in F tier. Isabelle is a terrible character. It's a little annoying to fight her, but once you learn how to deal with her character, she is not difficult to deal with in the slightest. Jigglypuff, I'm gonna put bottom of E. I'm gonna put him above Donkey Kong and Incineroar. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put Jigglypuff in D tier. I'm gonna put him above Ice Climbers. Jigglypuff is a character that isn't good, but a lot of people are able to make good use of her. So I guess that puts her in the top of D tier. Joker, easy S tier. Arsene is stupid broken, and it's really easy to get Arsene. Ken, I'm gonna just do this again. I'm gonna get Ken and Ryu at the same time. I think that both of them are high mid tier. Yeah, between high and mid tier. I think that Ken is a little bit stronger than Ryu, but yeah, they're both very similar. DDD belongs in the heavyweight tier over here. I'd say he's better than Incineroar, personally. King K. Rool belongs in basically the same tier. I think King K. Rool is better than these three heavyweights. Kirby can go... I definitely have more trouble with Kirby than I do Jigglypuff, so I'm gonna put him above Jigglypuff. Actually, I'm gonna put Jigglypuff above. Link is another character that's very much a mid tier. I think worse than Ike, better than Corrin. Little Mac, I'm actually gonna put Little Mac here at the bottom of D tier. I think it depends on the stage if he's good. And I think that Little Mac is a highly underrated character. If you're good at controlling the ground, you can play Little Mac effectively, and if you're patient. And also, his smash attacks, in my opinion, are the best in the entire game. I've definitely taken games off of more skilled players just by picking Little Mac and then cheesing them with super armor smash attacks. Lucario. I'm going to put Lucario up here, above Ryu and Ken. I think that Lucario's aura is good, and he's a pretty underrated character. Not many people use him because his aura mechanic can be a little bit difficult to gauge, but I think he's very effective. Lucas, I think Lucas is... I personally think Lucas is a bit better than Ness. But he's not amazing, so I'm gonna put him in the bottom of B tier. Lucina, I'm gonna put Lucina up here in S tier. Probably the most consistent sword character in the game. Like, if you're a good player, your Lucina's gonna be good. And a lot of top players use her. She's just better Marth, basically. Luigi, Luigi, I'm also gonna put here in the B tier. I'm gonna put him under. I'm gonna put him above Ryu and Ken. And yeah, that's as far as he's gonna go. Mario, I'm gonna put. I think Mario belongs at the beginning of high mid tier. Marth, I'm gonna put Marth down here in C tier. Just not because he's necessarily that bad. It's just like there's no reason to pick him over Lucina unless you're just that confident with your spacing, which would be impressive. Mega Man. Mega Man is a solid mid tier. I'm gonna put him at the top of mid tier because I think he's better than the Samuses. Meta Knight, Meta Knight. He's another character who I believe belongs in like the C tier. Another character that is good but not too good, and I'm gonna put him above Bayonetta. The two meta killers from the last two games can sit together. Mewtwo, I think Mewtwo's a higher tier character. Maybe not a high tier, but actually, you know what? I think Mewtwo could constitute a high tier. There's just a lot of good players who play Mewtwo. Game & Watch, I'd also put Game & Watch up here in high tier. I think that Game & Watch is one of the best zoners in the entire game. Super annoying to play against. Ness, I'm going to put under Lucas. I'm going to put Ness under Lucas. Olimar is another high tier. Another one of the best zoners in the game. I'd say Olimar is better than Game & Watch and better than Inkling as well. And better than Princess Peach and Daisy. He has a lot of representation. Pac-Man, definitely higher tier. I'm gonna say above Ryu and Ken, above Luigi, above Lucario. I'm actually gonna put him at the bottom of A tier. I think Pac-Man is a highly underrated character and another one of the best zoners in the game. Palutena. Oh, Palutena used to be considered to be widely a top tier. I'd actually say she is only high tier now. It's just that while she is good, you don't really see many people play her, and you can't really argue with results. And since she hasn't had consistent results or any real notable players, I'd say she's just not top tier material. Pichu is also low tier now that he got nerfed. Pikachu, as always, S tier, a good character. I do not think that he is one of the best characters in the game, like one of the top 5. I definitely think he's up there, though, in terms of being good. Piranha Plant belongs here in the E tier. I'd actually say he's worse than K. Rool. Pokemon Trainer. Pokemon Trainer's good. I'm gonna put Pokemon Trainer up here in the high tier, above Palutena, and above Olimar, and above Cloud. I think that versatility is just really, really good. And it makes him very annoying to deal with. Especially Ivysaur. I think his Ivysaur is the strongest, but Squirtle has a good combo game, and Charizard is amazing at finishing things. The Belmonts. I'd put the Belmonts down here in D tier. I think, yeah, I think they're better than Ice Climbers. Yeah, they're bad recovery and slow movement, as well as terrible down air. Yeah, I don't really need to say much more. Ridley, I think Ridley is a top of E tier. Heavyweight with all the weaknesses of a heavyweight with all the weaknesses of a midweight and all the weaknesses of a heavyweight. And without any of the benefits. Robin. I'd say Robin is D tier. Like, Robin is a good character, but it's just that no one's really shown his, like, capabilities off before. Like, no one's really been able to represent Robin well. Rob, easy high tier, I'd say. Zoners are just really easy to get into higher tiers, I'd say. I'd say better than Palutena in this day. Rosalina, definitely a high mid tier. I'm gonna put her. I think that she's better than Ryu and Ken, and I think she's better than Luigi. Actually, I think Lucario might be worse than Luigi, so I'm gonna move him down there. Roy recently is become a really prominent swordie. So I'm gonna put him up here. I'll repeat. Sheik. Sheik is I'd say a D tier. I think she needs to do more damage and kill more. Like that's just the thing. She just does way too much for way too little. Shulk, I think, is A tier. I think that Shulk, with his Monados, is absolutely insane if you're good at using them. And I think that he actually belongs at the top of A tier. Snake. Snake is another incredible zoner. I think he belongs at the top of B tier. Sonic. Okay. Sonic, I think, is also A tier. I'd say he is above Peach and Daisy as well. I think that Sonic is one of the best camping characters in the entire game, allowing you to move quick and stay out of danger. Toon Link, I think, is worse than regular Link, but not that much, so bottom of C tier. Villager, I think, is bad. I'm going to put him bottom of D tier. Wario, I'd say Wario is a solid high mid tier. So I'm going to put him above Rosalina. Actually, I got nerfed, so I'm going to put him under Ryu. I think he's still better than Diddy. Wii Fit. Wii Fit is another character that I think has potential, but just no one to show it off, so I'm going to put her here at the bottom of B tier. Wolf, I think Wolf is better than Fox, simply because of his laser, and just makes him very, very versatile. Yeah, Wolf is basically good in any situation. He has good aerials, he has solid ground game, he has solid projectiles, he has a reflector. Alright, Yoshi. Yoshi is higher B tier. Definitely. Toon Link. Toon Link is the best Link. I'm gonna put him up here. I'm gonna put him up here next to above Ness and Lucas. Zelda is I'm gonna put her down here at the top of E tier. Zero Suit. Zero Suit is definitely a upper tier character. Probably better than Pokemon Trainer. Hero, depending on how lucky you are, I'm gonna put him straight in the middle. Like, he's as, like, mediocre as can be, depending on how lucky you are. Banjo and Kazooie, I think, is a good character, since he has a lot of projectiles. I'm gonna put him under Toon Link and Ness. Terry Bogard, alright. This is an interesting character. I'm gonna put him, I think he's better than Ryu and Ken. Byleth, in the hands of anyone other than MK Leo, I think that Byleth is just okay. I'm gonna put him above Yoshi. Min Min, I think Min Min is definitely a high tier. Like I said, zoners, really easy to play, really easy to score high, so I'm gonna put him under Sonic. Steve, arguably the best character in the game. Personally, I have not met many Steves, but it's hard to argue with results. I do not think he's as good as Joker, though, so I'm gonna put him under Joker personally. Sephiroth, definitely a high tier character, but lower high tier. Definitely his weight does cause some issues. Now, I guess we're ranking Pyra and Mythra separately. I think that Pyra is a little bit worse than Byleth in terms of B, but when mixed with Mythra, I think Mythra is definitely top tier. And when you mix Pyra with Mythra, I'm just going to put them together. I think that Pyra and Mythra are the third best characters in the game. Kazuya. Kazuya, recently especially, has become an absolute menace. I think that Kazuya is stronger than Pyra and Mythra, simply because his comeback mechanics and tough guy armor are absolutely insane to deal with. And Sora, I'm going to put him a little bit higher than Byleth and B tier. Alright, so I think that's more or less right. Actually, I'm gonna move up so that we can have a top 10 in the top tiers column. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay, so I think this is more or less correct. In the bottom tier, you see all the normal candidates. Then you have E tier, a bunch of heavyweights. D tier, a bunch of characters that are really obscure with a couple players but don't really add much themselves. C tier, a bunch of characters that are pretty reflective of your own skill level. B tier, a bunch of characters with good mechanics, but maybe a little bit difficult to play. A tier, very solid characters, easily could solo main, and then the best characters in the game. I personally think Joker's the best character in the game, but that's just me. Anyways, I think that's probably going to wrap it up for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!